Welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports. I'm your host, Steve Perry, riding solo tonight. As we, everybody had a busy weekend of racing, and they're all getting caught up and getting ready for the next weekend of racing. So I know we got some great highlights this week. You're going to probably see more racing from more different venues this week than you've ever seen. From the Boss Hog 100 up at Wiscasset, the Yzma show at Lee, some Beech Ridge highlights. The American Canadian Tour was in action at Lee. Got a little go-kart action as we prepare for next weekend's, or I should say this weekend's, Mainly Motorsports TV 400. Pretty excited about that. The opportunity to race for $1,250 for some of the kart races, as well as the hardware and all the accolades that go along with it up there at Richmond Karting Speedway. And I want to thank Jen and Will Anderson for bringing this race back. We were on a one-year hiatus and wasn't sure if it was going to happen again, and I wasn't sure of the support we would get, but I can't thank the sponsors enough that have stepped up, and the racers and the kids and their parents, and contingency sponsors, lap sponsors. Go to our mainlymotorsportstv.com website and see the people that sponsored the laps to help us be able to pay $1,250 to win a go-kart race, which was pretty phenomenal as far as money goes. I know the top pro stocks get that in the state of Maine here for winning races, but other than that, I don't think there's a class around, unless you're touring, that gets that kind of money to win a race. So I want to thank everybody that's stepping up to make this race possible, and we'll talk about it more in depth a little bit later on in the show. But as we kick off this week's show, and before we get right into things, by now you'd have to be living under a rock to not hear that what happened over in New York this past Saturday night with the Kevin Ward Jr. being tragically killed by Tony Stewart's sprint car. Not Tony Stewart, Tony Stewart's sprint car. And obviously social media has changed the way the world is over the last few years, but just following along with everything and how it's been. And I think I think a lot of people have lost focus on what happened. I don't think there was any criminal intent to do to take a young man's life. I don't think there was any intent on the young man to put Tony Stewart in a situation that he could possibly end his life. It's a tragedy that what happened, being struck by the car, and nobody, I don't know anybody that was personally there that was watching. We've all seen it on video, but to actually watch and have a good view, not watching it through a camera phone, to understand on what the direction of the car was, everything that gone along with it. And I know we've got, everybody's analyzed it, everybody's had their thoughts, and everybody's got their ideas on what happened, what should happen. But, really the moral of the story is a young man, a 20-year-old man, has lost his life, and not even doing something that he loved, being a part of something he loved, which was auto racing. So, and it just, and I know I hear complaints all the time from people, and about at racetracks, and why they get in trouble for doing certain things, and why for example, Beech Ridge, they don't like burnouts, and they don't like the Polish victory lap, so to speak. And I know other tracks frown on some things, but this is when you're driving around on your racetrack, you're not expecting to see pedestrians. You're not expected to see racers out of their cars and running across the track, and that's why it's it is very important for the safety officials and everybody to keep control of those situations. And like I said, the Polish victory laps, these safety officials, these wrecker workers, these ambulance workers, everybody that has access to the track during cautions or once a race is over, they're not expecting cars to be coming from opposite directions and or anything out of the ordinary. They're expecting things to happen, and fluke things can happen. And anybody that knows a little bit about this show knows the previous owner, John Crawford, and how he came so close to losing his life up at Unity Raceway when two cars at the Super Late model level got together, crashed, went up a bank, crashed through a fence, and when the dust cleared, sticking out from underneath the car is John Crawford's feet. The car is on top of him. So this is why accidents do happen. We expect to see accidents when you're strapped in a car with your helmet on and racing for position, but we don't expect to see the accidents when the race is under caution or there is no race happening. So our hearts and prayers go out to everybody involved, the friends of Kevin Ward, the family of Kevin Ward, the safety officials that had to be the first one on the scene. That's what they do, that's what their job is. But they're not prepared for that. You know, they love racing as much as you and I do, and they're not prepared to go load somebody into an ambulance that knows that they have a slight chance to live. And then obviously Tony Stewart. I mean, he's an icon in our sport, and to have to live with that for the rest of your life. You know, that you were involved in a tragedy, that a young man lost his life, and you were doing something that you were thinking you're giving back. He's giving back to the sport. He's racing the track with, minimal purse for what he's used to, and, racing in front of crowds. And, we just saw it up at Chaudière last weekend. We raced up in Canada. They brought Kyle Busch. To the average racing fan, that's a huge deal. To guys like myself and others that have seen that, raced with him, been around him, it's just another racer. But to the average fan, to see Tony Stewart race at your local track, or Kyle Busch, or Kevin Harvick, or any one of them, I mean, it's a bigger deal. And, for Tony to give that back and never should know where he's going to show up. So it's just tragedy. And like I said, our hearts and prayers are out to everybody involved. And hopefully it's one of those things that, even people that aren't involved directly can take something from this and learn, and, how quickly things can happen. And nobody was expecting that. Nobody was suspecting that. And then look what happened under the caution at a little dirt track up in New York. And, a young man loses his life, and one of our sports superstars is going to live with that for the rest of his life. So we take a break, and we'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We're starting our end of season sale now. This is our biggest selection ever. Fifth wheels with savings up to $20,000. Big selection of toy haulers starting at only $19,999. 2015 Trail Runner bunkhouses with super slides and island kitchens for only $199 per month. Motorhomes, truck campers, and more. Financing available. Trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
Today's vehicles are equipped with complex safety features such as anti-lock brakes, seatbelt restraints, and airbag systems. Even collision avoidance systems. Not available on all models. Hi, I'm Sean Moody from Moody's Collision Centers. We don't wish bad luck on anyone, but even with today's technology, we need to keep our eyes on the road and our hands on the wheel.
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 9 locations in Maine.
Don't let the other guys rough you up. Shop online at otmotorsales.com.
Clark's Eastside Scrap and Westside Scrap, two of the region's most efficient scrap yards. Both locations have the latest and greatest equipment, along with large capacity scales that are constantly calibrated to ensure honest weights. Car crushing, roll-off containers, scrap metal. Clark's Eastside Scrap in Chelsea and Clark's Westside Scrap in Farmingdale. Don't fix it, scrap it.
Mainly Motorsports TV, brought to you by
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Southern Maine Motors, out to be Maine's #1 Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealership, Route 1 Saco.
We travel over to Beech Ridge Motor Speedway as they getting towards the end of their point season, and that's when the battles really heat up. And saw some great racing action over there, and I'll tell you, in particular, that Pro Series race. I mean, the last 10 laps, if you'd have paid $10 to get in and saw that 10 laps of racing, you got your money's worth, and everything else was a bonus. And what a great job done by all. Congratulations to all the winners. And tell you, that 66 team with Mikey Fowler, defending champions of the division, they're on a roll. I don't know if there's enough time left to get to the top of that heat, but they are on a roll. And congratulations to them on another great run, and congratulations to everybody that was in competition over there at Beech Ridge this past weekend.
Number 12 having a opportunity night points-wise in the red car. He's down low on Lewis Anderson. Webster's this time. 15 down, 15 to go. It's Briggs at the line by a bumper down. Let him hear it. There he is. Jason Webster, your winner. Up on the
car was very good. On the bottom, everybody seemed to need the high side tonight, and mine was perfect on the bottom. It was a heck of a battle with Chaz. I hate to see it finish that way. We hooked tires on the back stretch. He was holding me down. I was rubbing on him. It's racing. But this is a long time coming. I got to thank my wife first and foremost. The crew, in and out, they're always backing me. The sponsors, SOS Towing, Chip Service Center, Jules Beyond Hair, just everybody that's involved with this. It's man, I don't know what to say. I'm just stoked. You know, it's the last time I won, I think, was 05.
Is that right, Andy? I got to look back, but I thought it was back when Clinton was in office.
Probably. But no, I mean, it's been a long time coming, and I couldn't have happened on a better night. We just lost my uncle 2 hours ago, so you know, it is what it is. So
that wins for him.
That wins for my Uncle Paul. God bless you.
Big round of applause for Jason Webster, your winner in the Wildcat division tonight.
Jason, congratulations on an awesome performance tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Charlie Buxton continues to lead this race. Car number 47, you can certainly do a lot of damage when championships are won and lost by single points in competitive divisions like this. If you lose a championship or you win a championship, on where they finished, if they were running 7th, they had a chance to get position number 2. Or excuse me, number 6. That was just bad.
Thank you, Andy Austin. Brandon Barker, welcome back to Victory Lane. It's been a little while. Let's talk about the left front tire going down there. When did that happen?
I have no idea.
Who cares? He's in Victory Lane.
Can't thank everybody enough. We've been awful these past 5 weeks. And Timmy, everybody worked on this thing and got it back to where we need to be for the end of the year, and we're going for broke now.
A great win. When did you realize that you had the car dialed in? What lap? I mean, obviously you weren't paying attention to the lap numbers, but when did you feel that you had the winning car tonight?
I don't know. When I caught, on that last restart, I thought if the 47 would go and then we'd have a shot, and yeah, that's what happened.
There he is, Brandon Barker, your winner. Oh, yeah, that's right. Hold on. Wait. Shush. He's got to do his sponsors.
I got to thank Ricky Race Cars. Tony Ricky's awesome. Don's Lunch, Drenzel Rentals, Mad Mike's, Willie's Towing, Cuts by Kelsey, Bernie's Auto Repair, and my parents for putting up with this, my grandparents, Timmy, yeah, everybody.
There it is, Brandon Barker, your winner tonight.
Brandon, congratulations on a great race.
Thank you.
Position number 3 as the laps wind down. 16 to go, and they hit the start-finish line.
one-man crew in the pits tonight, and had my wife in the front stretch on the radio, and man, what a job she did. She cheered me on there at the end, got me up on the wheel, that's for sure. And I want to thank my son Chase, my daughter Kylie, my dad, Bill, Bill's Automotive, Eagle Industries, I think that's what I got going on there this year, and Marcotte Auto Body, and Beechridge Motor Speedway for putting on a good show here tonight. And thanks to all the fans, you guys are going to see a real good act race, I'm sure.
Big round of applause for your Pro Series winner tonight. Bill, congratulations on a great feature win.
Award Champs LLC is Southern Maine's premier award supplier and official award supplier for many of the area's top organizations and events. If you're in need of an award for a sponsor, employee recognition, fundraising event, or an entire sports organization, call Todd Mead at Award Champ. They provide the best for less with competitive pricing like the big online firms, but give you the personalized service you can only get from a local supplier. When you're in need of awards or personalized gifts, call Award Champs, where they'll help you reward your champion.
Legendary race car driver Bentley Warren is putting Arundel on the map. When Bentley's Saloon opened in 2004, it was just a little bar room on the side of the road. Today we have a giant saloon with live music, dancing, and great food and drink indoors and out. We're always looking to meet new friends and have a good old time. There's always something exciting going on at Bentley's. That's why we like to say, who has more fun than us? We do!
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Well, you just got congratulated by the boss, Joey, and for a third place run, but that was quite an eventful race, huh?
It really was. You know, the biggest thing here at Beechridge is trying to make sure you don't use your stuff up too soon, and in the beginning that's what I was kind of trying to do, and Nick got by me there in the beginning, but man, when it was time to go, with about 40 laps to go, those two got side by side, and I was like just waiting, because that's about the best the car was all night, was in that run. And man, I was hoping Ben would go or Nick would go or someone would go, and then one time I attempted just to get them thinking that I was going to go 3 wide, but you know, it just, once it started to go, I think a yellow flag came out, and you know, it was really tough to pass on the bottom tonight. You could get the run going in, but you just couldn't get the run coming off. And I think I was a little bit better than Ben Ashline, and who knows, we might have had something for Nick, but you know, you can't really rough someone up too bad to get around him. And you know, we're thinking about points, so it was a pretty good points day. But all in all, a good night.
Yeah, and you could tell when you peeked the nose in there a couple times that the thoughts of points came back, and but it shows the quality of the drivers on this series is you know, 7 or 8 of you battling at the end, and nobody's door slamming, everybody's giving room, and but you're racing hard and putting on a great show for the fans.
Yeah, you know, I couldn't even believe it. Those two were side by side. It felt, from my point of view, it felt like forever, and you know, I was just waiting for them to get near each other at least once to let one car get loose, and then someone would have went if that happened. But you know, they never did. And like you said, it just shows how respectful everyone is. And you know, I don't think they touched once. And I was pretty close to them myself, and I didn't really touch them either. But man, I wanted someone to go so I could have a chance to get a run in there at the end. But you know, like you said, points wise, it's a really good day.
Yeah, no, congratulations. Your third place finisher here at the Act 150, Joey Pohl. All right, runner-up finish here at Beech Ridge, Ben Ashline. And you cut your teeth at a young man, 45 minutes up the road at Richmond Raceway, you and your family. You moved over to Oxford, made a name for yourself, but this American-Canadian Tour, when you can run like that with these guys, and even though you didn't win runner-up, you know, how good does that feel?
Oh, I mean, it's incredible. Honestly, I actually started my first go-kart racing year was right here on this front stretch. So, you know, this track is where it, you know, kind of all started, and you know, that was a hard race. That's probably the hardest race I've ever driven, and you know, we wanted it. It's been an up and down season. We missed 2013 with a shoulder injury, so to get our first top 3, you know, back on the tour, you know, just kind of spending this year getting back into the swing of things, and the crews really stepped up, and the car was great. So I gotta really give props to them.
Yeah, and you talked about missing an entire season. You know, some guys miss a race or two, car damage, injuries, but you missed a season. And how hard was it to sit on the outside and look in, especially when you were really at the top of your game before you started missing that season?
You know, I mean, technology changes every day, so to take a whole season off, I mean, you feel like you're years behind. But you know, during that time, it was 6 months. I had physical therapy 4 times a week. I mean, it was for 6 solid months straight. It was kind of a rigorous, you know, PT schedule. So, you know, just trying to take care of that, but stay in the racing loop, trying to stay up to date with everything that's changing. You know, we just tried to do our best, and we knew getting back into you know, this tour deal that it was going to be, you know, a few races before we could even really get back into the swing of things. So, you know, I'm glad we get some momentum rolling, and hopefully we can continue.
Tonight was huge. You led some laps. You battled for the win, come up a little short. But talk about that 30 or 40 laps side by side. You had to be on the edge of your seat. One of you makes a mistake, and the chance for victory is gone for both of you.
Yeah, I mean, this track, obviously the outside is a little bit of preferred groove. You know, so it's just kind of, it was like a chess match trying to position yourself so that you had the outside spot. You know, let them, you know, I was trying to let Nick burn up his stuff, and he didn't. You know, he just kept chugging along. So, you know, I mean, we tried. You know, we haven't really been in this situation a whole lot. So, you know, we finally got a fresh motor under the hood this week. I got to thank Redline Performance Engines. Spencer Robbins gave us a great power plant. So, you know, we were able to stay with them on the starts for the most part, and you know, it was just really good, hard side-by-side racing. I can't thank them guys enough for racing me clean.
No, and a great job by you and your entire team. That's your runner-up finisher tonight, the Act 150, Ben Ashline. All right, we're here with the winner. First win away from Thunder Road in the Act Series, and some people might have labeled you the one-track wonder, but you've run good everywhere, and it's just a matter of sealing the deal, and tonight you did it. And I don't want to say dominating fashion, but they threw everything they had at you, and you just fended them all off.
Yeah, we had a really, really fast race car tonight. Made me look really good, and it's nice to come on top. Usually we're the bridesmaid to everybody, so I'm really, really happy with that.
Yeah, and the run that you and Ben put on, and you know, and I said to him, one of you makes a mistake and a chance for the win is gone for both of you. But you had the confidence in him to run side by side, and you know the pack was closing up in you, and you know some hungry wolves they want to pounce, and it was great for the fans, and you know that type of racing, and it just shows the caliber of competition here that these guys can race like that, and nobody uses anybody up, nobody makes a mistake.
Yeah, this is a great series, and what better than be able to run next to somebody and. Running with Ben, he gave me a lot of respect. I think we touched like 1 or 2 times, and I don't know how many laps. Felt like forever. And we were driving him as hard as we could, and the biggest thing was just make sure we didn't get into one another, like you say, because that could have ended both of our days. And he was wise enough and smart enough to understand that, and us as well. And I think it made for a pretty good show.
Yeah, and you made reference to distance race cars being 1, 2, 3, and you know, if you're the chassis builder, how good is that to drive home tonight and knowing your phone's going to ring Monday morning and potential customers are going to be calling?
Jeff, he's a phenomenal guy on top of it too, and to build race cars, he does a great job and has been doing it a long time. So we have a lot of confidence in him, and obviously today it showed.
Yeah, and big win, going to be a nice ride back to Vermont, and talk about the people that make this all possible for you.
Well, tonight especially, Eric Chase. He's the guy that owns this race car. Gary Clay Builders, they're the sponsor. Malone Properties. It's really just big back on Eric Chase. He employs me, lets me work on his race cars, and then tonight to get a win for him, this means a lot to me.
Oh, I'm sure it's huge, and but congratulations picking up the win here at Beechridge, a place everybody wants to win. You know what I mean, with the storied history of the track and the tour over the years here. So that's your winner tonight, the Act 150 Nick Sweet.
Thank you very much.
You just saw some highlights and heard from the top 3 in the ACT Tour race over there at Beechridge, and tell you, it was one of those races where, you know, a couple of quick cautions, you're wondering, oh, here we go, but then they went into a long run, had a caution around the midway point, and you know, Nick Sweet and Ben Ashline running side by side, and that's just a testimony, like I mentioned in the interviews, to the talent level on that tour, to be able to run like that and as close, and you know, Joey Pole sticking his nose in there, and you know, and finishing off what was a great race, you know. So congratulations to Nick Sweet, and I got to talk to Nick before the interviews, and says he follows along with the show, and I says, well, that's good because you're going to be on it this week. So great run by him and his team, and congratulations to all the ACT competitors and over there at Beechridge Motor Speedway. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about some young men in this sport that really stepped to the front this past weekend, and I want to give them a little shout out. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on Mainly Motorsports.
I did not grow up in the car business. I started as a technician in a small garage, and now lucky enough to own my own dealership. I think buying a new car should be hassle-free with pricing up front. We like to negotiate with everyone the same way. Our goal is for our customers to feel good and make it easy and quick if they so desire. We pay our sales staff to help satisfy your needs, not to collect a traditional commission.
Southern Maine Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Maine's only Viper dealer, Route 1, Saco.
Award season event is going on now.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We're starting our end of season sale now. This is our biggest selection ever. Fifth wheels with savings up to $20,000. Big selection of toy haulers starting at only $19,999. 2015 Trail Runner bunkhouses with super slides and island kitchens for only $199 per month. Motorhomes, truck campers, and more. Financing available. Trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the Southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Mainly Motorsports TV, brought to you by
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
Clark's Car Crushing, providing guaranteed honest weights with top dollar being paid.
Welcome to Mainly Motorsports.
To order copies of a show, send a check or money order for $15, shipping and handling included, to Mainly Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Windham, Maine, 04062. And please add a description of the show.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and if you followed along with this show, you know how involved we are with the kids in today's sport, from whether it's a go-kart level or they're just starting off their what I call the big car careers. And you know, a couple of weeks ago we had a couple of them on at the Oxford 250 show. One of them was on the undercard looking to pick up his first ever win on an Elcar Legend Tour, and that's Wyatt Alexander. And then Gunnar Rowe, grandson of Mike Rowe. Everybody knows the story of Gunnar, you know, got the super late model, getting the opportunity to race at a place that, you know, his grandfather, his dad, and his uncle have had a lot of success. up there at Oxford Plains Speedway. Well, this past weekend, those two, along with Ivan Caffel, the 12-year-old, very good family friend, they all put it together and had what they would call their career night for 2014, and really their career night so far of their racing career, as Wyatt and Ivan were in the NELCAR Legend Series, which was in competition down at Star Speedway, and Wyatt picked up his first win, beating the likes of the Matthew Burgoynes and the Bob Weymouth. So, congratulations to Wyatt, and what a nice young man. And anybody that saw our Oxford 250 show and he opened the show with me, they'll realize exactly what I'm talking about. And Ivan, who's got a handful of legend starts under his belt, and he's continued to improve every time, and put himself in a position to succeed. And as I always say to young racers, don't put yourself in position to fail, put yourself in position to succeed. And that's exactly what Ivan did. And a couple things happened at the end of the race, and he was there to take advantage of it. And lo and behold, he's standing there with a trophy, on the opposite side of the winner, and on of Bob Weymouth. And a little shout out to Bob. Obviously, he's not one of the younger guys in the series, but what a great job he's done for that entire organization, NELCAR. He's one of the guys that, when I don't care who you are when you come in, you can lean on him, and he's always there to, give you advice and be that encouraging mentor. And Bob Weymouth, he's brought a lot of guys up through the ranks in that NELCAR Legend Series, and to be able to help these young men along that you find not too long into it, they're beating you, says a lot about the person. So congratulations to those two young men, and first of many wins for Wyatt Alexander, and first of many podium finishes for the career of Ivan Caffel. And then up to Oxford Plains, Gunnar Rowe, it's had his ups and downs this year, and obviously when you follow in the footsteps of the Rows that have come before you, it's hard to live up to that expectations. But Gunnar is a shy individual, is a great kid. He just wants to race, doesn't want all the fanfare that goes with it, doesn't need all the accolades, just wants to race. And to pick up a podium finish, the second race back after the 250, just a great job, getting that first top three, and another row sitting there in the top three square at the Oxford Plains Speedway. So really congratulations to those three. And another shout out I want to throw out is, how cool must it have been up to Bangor to have the Parrott family, father, son, uncle, finish 1, 2, 3 in that late model race, huh? You stand there, that's just, they'll talk about that. There's what they're going to talk about from the end of the season all the way till next spring and opening day. Is, you remember the night we all were in top three, and so those, things like that. It was like the brackets last year when that happened up to Oxford. Those are the moments that you cherish. Not that any other win is any different than anybody else's, but moments like that. The first win for a young man like Wyatt Alexander, first podium for Gunnar Rowe, and then the Parrott family, being top three at Bangor. Those are things that just don't happen every day. So for all of you, cherish it. And there's my little shout out for you. So great job to all the group that I just mentioned. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got some ISMA highlights from over there at Lee USA Speedway, which I wasn't filming the wreck, but they had a big wreck over there. And oh my God, just luckily everybody was okay. A couple of spectators hurt, but it was some great race action over there at Lee this past Friday night.
Legendary race car driver Bentley Warren is putting Arundel on the map. When Bentley Saloon opened in 2004, it was just a little bar room on the side of the road. Today we have a giant saloon with live music, dancing, and great food and drink indoors and out. We're always looking to meet new friends and have a good old time. There's always something exciting going on at Bentley's. That's why we like to say, who has more fun than us? We do!
Award Champs LLC is Southern Maine's premier award supplier and official award supplier for many of the area's top organization and events. If you're in need of an award for a sponsor, employee recognition, fundraising event, or an entire sports organization, call Todd Mead at Award Champ. They provide the best for less with competitive pricing like the big online firms, but give you the personalized service you can only get from a local supplier. When you're in need of awards or personalized gifts, call Award Champs, where they'll help you reward your champion.
you've got the car you've been looking for at OT Motor Sales. Shop online at otmotorsales.com.
Not sure what brand tire to buy? Town Fair Tire has them all. Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Toyo, Yokohama, Hankook, and more. No matter what size or brand, Town Fair Tire beats all the competition, even online prices. We'll also do a free front wheel alignment with any tire purchase. Name brand tires, the lowest prices, free alignment. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Well, before we went to break, you heard me mention Lee USA Speedway, and I'll tell you, I go to a racetrack every week. I went to three this past week, plus Richmond. They're businesses. The owners, promoters, track owners, they need to make money. I mean, they're race fans first and foremost, but they need to make money, to put these events on. And I was so happy for Red and Judy McDonald the other night, and I hate to throw out that Red made some money, but I think Red made some money, and what a great crowd they had, a really, really great crowd. And when we pulled in there in the parking lot and just looking at the cars and the line to get in and, the weather, and it was like, I call it a home run, and it was nice. And, I know when I headed down the track to grab the top free interviews, it really, really neat to hear, I was walking behind Red and talking to him and hear some of the comments from the crowd and congratulating him and thanking him and telling him how great the night was. And, that don't put a dollar in his pocket, that ain't feeding him, that ain't putting gas in his car. But, those things sometimes I think the fans take for granted and they forget. A little extra, pat on the back for the owners and promoters and letting them know that you appreciate the hard work, because there's probably more nights than not that Red's taking that walk from down the bleachers onto the track that there isn't a big payday at the end of it. But, good job by all. ISMA brings a crowd, and it was a great race, and, it was a good time had by all. So congratulations to everybody on the entire staff. From Joe Bassett, Bill Callan, new race director Scott Tapley, doing a great job over at Lee, and I can't wait for my next time. So enjoy the highlights from the ISMA Super Modified Ollie Silver Memorial Race.
great run for us. This is normally a tough track for us, but right now Aggressive on my car owner, Dickie Bean, they did a nice job. I'd like to thank Lee Speedway for having us, my sponsor, Sam Lewis, for being part of this. Just happened to be the top 3 tonight.
How about those caution flags? That help you a little bit?
It definitely helped. It punched the field up there.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
A lot of happy people down here, and a very happy driver, Eddie. What a great run.
Yeah, we didn't win, but it feels like it's way up to the races we've been having. But congratulations to John. He's always got a good car at the end for some reason. We're working on that. But I want to thank the car owners, Dan and Lee. My sponsors, Bobby Harrington, Jimmy Harrington, Nicole Trucking, Brooks Machine. Everybody's worked their butts off. Finally got the fans.
Big win. You got those cautions. You might have been able to stay out.
Yeah, I was comfortable. After the red, you just seemed to get
Well, congratulations. A great run for you tonight. Thank you. What a great run for you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was a tough race. The first half of the race, I just rode around trying to save as much tire as I could. Around lap 40, a little bit worried. The field got pretty spread out there. But luckily, the cautions went away. We had a few late cautions there, and I had a lot of car left. I'm not too sure how much you won by, but the car was awesome.
So that was the strategy. Save it till you get at least beyond halfway.
Yeah, just, I raced there a bunch in the past with a lot of rides and a few times with these cars, and the track just really reached on the tires, and the 2 rides were really enough left in the end, so tonight my mindset was just to keep the car nice and tight and ride around as long as I could, and 25 to go, let it go, and that all worked out, so feels good. Got a lot of laps here, it feels good to win. I want to thank all my sponsors, Powerless Racing Fuels, Alex Wheeler Trucking, Exit Realty Insurance, all these guys.
Nice going, John. Great run tonight.
Thanks.
Today's vehicles are equipped with complex safety features such as anti-lock brakes, seatbelt restraints, and airbag systems. Even collision avoidance systems. Not available in all models. Hi, I'm Sean Moody from Moody's Collision Centers. We don't wish bad luck on anyone, but even with today's technology, we need to keep our eyes on the road and our hands on the wheel.
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 9 locations in Maine.
Legendary race car driver Bentley Warren is putting Arundel on the map. When Bentley Saloon opened in 2004, it was just a little bar room on the side of the road. Today we have a giant saloon with live music, dancing, and great food and drink indoors and out. We're always looking to meet new friends and have a good old time. There's always something exciting going on at Bentley's. That's why we like to say, who has more fun than us? We do!
Mainly Motorsports TV, brought to you by
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scotchrecreation.com.
LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
When you're in need of awards or personalized gifts, call Award Champs, where they'll help you reward your champion.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and I told you at the beginning of the show we were going to have some race highlights from more places than you've ever seen. So I want to thank Brandon Simmons as he shot some highlights from the Boss Hog 100, the big pro stock race over to Wiscasset, and congratulations to Darren Ripley picking up his first win in a year or so, or a couple of years, and you know, they had a good car count, good crowd, and you know, I'm telling you, if you haven't been there yet, you got to get there before the end of the year. That's Wiscasset Speedway.
have restarted third. Douglas restarts fourth, and John Rideout fifth. An eventful Boss Hog 100. And a good job from our guys up front here. First of all, Adam Polvinen, look a little tired, long night for you. You really look like you were battling that car for the whole 100 laps.
Yeah, I was hoping for a caution near the end and just tried to tape it in, but next thing I know, they're coming behind, so I didn't know it. But, no, they had a hell of a good run. I couldn't catch them. And I want to thank Richard and Nessa Jordan for putting the race on. I want to thank Interstate Batteries of Greater Maine, Practice Times, Hellcat Electric, Al's Auto Truck, J Pratt Construction, Heman's Motorsports. If it wasn't for all my sponsors, I wouldn't be here. So I want to thank my crew, my wife, the kids, everybody that came to help and watch. So good race.
Awesome, appreciate it. Good to have you with us. Adam Polvinen coming home in third tonight. You guys are worn out. You guys are racing hard.
I can barely breathe. It's a lot of work, and it got hairy there quite a bit. Luckily, we came out of it with pretty much not a scratch on it.
Now, you got that interval between you and Darren down to about a half a second a couple times. You could probably almost reach out and grab the rear end of that car to pull you back up there to challenge him, but you're still going to be happy with this run tonight.
I'm very happy. You know, to come here and finish second, 100 lapper, I'll finish second to Darren anytime. But I gotta take a chance and thank my sponsors. First off, I want to put out a special thanks to Dan McKay and Mike Mason. They donated some money for me to get some tires. I gotta thank John Clark right here. He lets me drive this car, and if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't even be driving. Central Maine Disposal, Tire King, Ray Haskell Ford, and everybody that comes and helps. I really appreciate it.
Awesome job, folks. Give it up. Kevin Douglas coming home in second tonight. And if you've been around Wiscasset Speedway for the last 20 years, and when you talk about 100-lap races, you got to put this guy at the top of the list on who you'd bet to take it home the victory. Darren Ripley, I know you don't run these races regularly. You get the old man out of the rocking chair to come out here and race tonight, and you got to be happy with how you finished.
Yeah, it's a good run for us. I'd like to thank my crew. Brian Ledbetter, Travis Benjamin, my brother Wayne, and my uncle Dickie, and Nate, and we got a bunch of us. Stephanie, Ryan Ledbetter, he's been Travis Benjamin, the 250 champ. Pretty good to have him on my side. So it means a lot, and if it wasn't for these guys, I wouldn't be doing it.
Like he needs to give you advice on how to get around this track?
Well, I tell you, he's the one to set the car up, and it wasn't me. That's for damn sure.
All right, but you guys really do have a great crew, and does this make you want to get out here and race a little more?
Yeah, I think after winning this one, I think she might let me run it again.
$3,000 will help that, a little lap money too. Darren Ripley, your winner of the Boss Hog 100. Folks, that'll do it for tonight's show. show, we want to thank you for coming and joining us. Keep an eye on the website, wiscassinSpeedway.com, for your full official finish on the Boss Hog 100 and all the stuff going on tonight.
Get the right car at the right price. OTMotorsales.com.
Not sure what brand tire to buy? Town Fair Tire has them all. Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Toyo, Yokohama, Hankook, and more. No matter what size or brand, Town Fair Tire beats all the competition, even online prices. We'll also do a free front wheel alignment with any tire purchase. Name brand tires, the lowest prices, free alignment. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Well, as we get ready to show you the results from the tracks around the New England that sent us results and photos, just want to wrap this show up with talking about RKS and Richmond Karting Speedway. As we'll be there, Mainly's Motorsports Group will be there in full force Saturday and Sunday, qualifying Saturday, Sunday, big races, big trophies, big hardware, big accolades, and big money. And I tell you, if you've never seen some of the racing that goes on there, you've seen some highlights. I was up there this past weekend, and the senior sportsmen, they had 6 or 8 of them, 9 of them in the class, which this week will have over 20, and they put on some great racing. But when they crash, they crash. And luckily, Chris Dresser, who has been a big supporter of that racing up there. I remember when we started 5-6 years ago, Chris was racing, him and his family, and he's still there, and he's racing. He watches these kids come in, move up through the ranks, move on to car racing. But Chris just happy racing his go-kart, and he's what the Mainly Motorsports TV 400 personifies. Is the kid that that's his big deal. That's his race. He's not going to go to the Oxford 250. He's not going to race the the big race out at Airborne for Tom Curley. He's not going to be in his Super Modified. He's not going to Loudon. His big deal in his career right now is the Mainly Motorsports TV 400, and he had a bad wreck this past weekend. But as everybody went over and checked on him, and the medic crew and the ambulance crew there, he made sure he wanted to tell me that he would get everything fixed and he would be back there supporting us this week. So, if you're looking for something to do Sunday, and come on up to Richmond and watch the racing. We'll probably start the features around 11 o'clock, and driver introductions and the event. It's one of those. It's a big event. It's like the Oxford 250. It's like the Pass 400. It's like those races that there's just a little more prestige that goes along with it. And you heard young Austin Terraz a couple weeks ago. How much effort and time and everything he puts into this race. I mean, this is his big deal. I mean, to win at Richmond for the Mainly Motorsports 400 means more to him than winning on the dirt at Daytona, which he's got a couple of those wins. So that just tells you what it's all about. So any questions, you can go to my website, Richmond's Karting Speedway's website. And like I said, once again, I want to thank the sponsors and that stepped up to make this event possible. And when they see what gets given back to the kids, it's well worth it. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of Mainly Motorsports. Check out the highlights, seeing how your friends did at other tracks. If you race at Beechridge, you can see how buddies that at Speedway 95 and vice versa. And we'll be here next time right here on Mainly Motorsports.
Every single night I could tell you a thing about taking your time. It's making me nervous, yeah. One step at a time, don't be living on the line. I don't need a friend, I got more than on my mind.